Most of you guys aren't considering what you're saying around girls. In many situations, you talk around her the same way you talk around your friends. The truth is, whether good or bad, you have to talk around her a little differently than you do around your friends. The main reason you have to do this is because you have to try to protect the image of yourself in her mind. I'm not going to get too deep on this topic in this particular video, but I need you guys to understand how important her fantasy is when it comes to finding you attractive. Outside of the most obvious stuff like being extremely vulgar in her presence or giving away unflattering information, I'm going to give you guys 3 main things that you tend to talk about that may make you seem unattractive. The first one is geeking out on something you like. For some reason, this one is a little bit controversial, but let me get into it. A lot of guys get into a habit of geeking out super hard in front of their girlfriend. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're really into cars. You're so into cars, in fact, you can go off on minuscule details for hours on end. The truth a lot of you don't want to accept is this. If a girl really likes you, she will sit there, she will listen to it, but most likely she will be tolerating it. It won't necessarily be her favorite topic of conversation. At that point, she's just waiting for it to be over. The main reason is she can't really contribute in any meaningful way to the conversation. Early on in a relationship, this may not be an issue. The problem is, you guys do this over a long period of time. Eventually, it might become a boring topic of conversation. The problem is the framing of the situation. Little boys will often go to their moms and start talking about all kinds of details about some video game that their mom doesn't care about. She just sits there, lets you finish, and then says, "Wow, that sounds pretty cool," and then you walk away. I truly believe that many women view this as juvenile, even if they don't admit it. It's totally okay to talk about your passions. Just remember that geeking out about it super hard doesn't really do you any favors. If anything, find a way to explain things in a fun and efficient manner that doesn't cause boredom in the other person. I understand if you're a super geek about something. Just don't be that guy that starts explaining super in-depth concepts just so you can look smart. The next thing you should avoid talking about is things that make you appear unattractive. It's never a guarantee that she'll find some of these topics unattractive, but it does carry some risk. Some examples include video games, action figures, or any sort of card games. As I've already stated, there is a small niche of girls out there that enjoy these things, but I am talking about the majority. There's a huge majority of women that view this as a little bit dorky, and not only just dorky, but also childish. For this reason, I don't think it's necessary to bring these things up, especially not early on. I understand if you want to play video games or if you have an action figure collection, but you need to understand the objective nature of what's going on. A lot of the girls that you guys find attractive do not like these things. If you enjoy playing video games in your downtime once in a while, do it by yourself. There's just too high a probability that a girl will perceive this as a negative thing to do. In many cases, what they don't know won't hurt them. I still obviously recommend that you don't do these things. If you play video games all day long and do nothing productive, it's no wonder she finds you unattractive. Of course, a lot of you may think of this as being yourself. I'm just trying my best to educate you guys on what girls genuinely find attractive and not attractive, despite what they say. You'll have better overall odds if you simply don't talk about these things. The last thing you need to do is avoid talking about things that makes it seem like you're trying to seek validation. Let me give you an example. You're on a date with a girl and things are going well in conversation. A nice car drives down the street and she makes a comment about how cool of a car it is. Then, your goofy starts talking about how you have a better car and that you have 3 more cars like that. This type of behavior will always turn her off. The main reason for this is because it comes off as insecure. Every time you compare someone else's success to your own, it makes it seem like you care a lot. You likely care because you don't want them to be perceived as better than you are. I understand the ego instinct of this situation. The problem is, girls are typically very well attuned to notice these things. If you try super hard to flex that you're doing better, they will see you as insecure. This will inherently make her less attracted to you. There's a number of other examples I can give you when it comes to seeking validation. Did you like the gift I got you? Did you enjoy dinner tonight? I really liked the date. Did you like it too? Do you think I'm attractive? Do you think we would be good together long term? I can go on forever, but you get the point. All of these questions are validation seeking questions. Whenever you talk in this way, you will always seem less attractive. That wraps it up for this video, guys. But before I go, if you're a guy who struggles with women, I want you to know something. There's always a reason and there's always a fix. I'm not going to feed you the common lie that there's a girl for every guy, because there isn't. There's only one girl for every guy that knows what he's doing. All these pickup artists want to sell you some stupid game that you've heard a billion times. The game is changing, and these old tricks aren't working like they used to a couple decades ago. There isn't some magic trick. You just need to level yourself up while learning dating along the way. You need to max out your looks through style and fitness. Max out your status through having a great social profile and presence. And you need to start making money so you're not limited by your wallet. Once you've got these 3 things, looks, money, and status, your options with women will improve drastically. Then you just need to learn some easy strategies for getting dates and retaining her long term. Now, instead of spending hours and hours watching hundreds of different guys trying to find the answers, my program is designed to give you all the answers and guidance in one place. How to create an income online so you aren't limited by what you can afford. How to max out your appearance and status so you'll easily grab her attention. And you'll learn all the modern strategies of attracting women so you'll have an abundance of options. Don't be surprised when women find you attractive and your friends start asking you for advice because you actually took the steps to improve yourself while they sat on the couch playing video games. Click the link in my bio to learn how you can get started.